welcome back. I am Josie. If you are new here, I am an interior designer and I am so happy and excited that you are here. Today we are going to be getting into Christmas decorating. If you haven't already seen my H&M shop with me video, I highly recommend you go check that one out. In that video, you're going to see my plans, renderings, the whole layout of what I plan to do for Christmas. So it'll make a lot more sense whenever you see this video. By the way, if you are wondering what room I'm in right now, this is my goffice. So it's my gym slash office. It has the best lighting, so that's why I'm in here. But yeah, this is a super undecorated room, so take that for what it is. It's on the list for future projects for sure, so stay tuned for that in the future. In this video, it's going to be mainly focused on my main tree, and I call it my main tree because I do have 4 trees in my home, but this is the tree that we gather around. This is the tree that we put our presents under. It's in our foyer, and you'll see that in a little bit. I'll have more videos after this. Like I said, it's going to be a series, so I'm really excited to get started, and without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay guys, we are getting right into it. I am building clusters for this tree with a variety of different red ornaments to create a garland for the tree. So the tutorial that I referenced for this recommended gluing on the tops of all the ornaments just to prevent them from coming off when you start to create the garland, and I highly recommend this. Luckily, I only had 1 ornament fall off, and besides that, everything was pretty sturdy, so this is a must-do step. Alright, so this is how I'm starting. I'm starting off with a 12-inch tail of the wire that I'm using. So I put that in there and then twist it off, and that is the end, the first end. And then the opposite end, I'm going to take that and put the ornaments on. I already put a few ornaments on there, as you can see, and then I'm just going to continue adding more and more ornaments until it gets to the length that I desire. Always make sure you have some length at both ends, so 12 inches on both sides would be ideal. So see, I'm just putting it on like a macaroni necklace. It's super simple. I have my daughter who's 6 even helping me, and she had a great time doing this as well. I am using a variety of different ornaments, different textures, different finishes. So we have the metallic, the glitter, the flocked, the satin finish. When it comes to the flocked, I like to group them together. So you'll see I never just put 1 flocked. I usually put 2, and then I have different sizes. So these bigger ones on there really make a statement. So you don't want to use the same size. I just try to grab a variety of different sized ornaments. When I was at the store, I got them from Hobby Lobby and Michael's mainly, and I think some from at home. My previous video goes into detail about all that, but if you want to look right here, this is an example of how I occluded one of the holes with the glue. So while I was gluing, I think I went a little overboard and the glue squeezed into the hole that the wire would go through. I was able to correct these off camera with scissors. Okay, so this is what my garland is looking like so far. It's a pretty small one. I may add a little bit more on there. Let me take this moment to remind you guys, if you do this, please make sure you glue all the ornaments on. I went through every single ornament, me and my daughter, and we kind of like wiggled them and tried to pull them off to see how strong they were attached. And a lot of them came off pretty easily, and that's where we started gluing them all. And that's why I have a glove on, by the way. So now that I'm at the end of my garland, I'm just using this ornament right here to twist it and finish it off. So by twisting it, it kind of secures it. Now we still have a tail left over after that. As you can see, this is how far I twist it. I twist it just like 2 to 3 times just to make sure it's secured. It's not just gonna unravel easily. After that, I am taking the remainder of the cord and just weaving it through some of the ornaments. And that is also gonna lock it in to where it won't come off. And now it's time to put it on the tree. Okay, so this is our main tree in all its glory. It's a 9-foot tree. I got the tallest tree I could possibly get, so it's basically touching the ceiling. It's very good quality and it looks very realistic. I love the branches, but this is what I purchased from At Home. I call this my cheat code. So this is basically what I'm trying to make, but on a much larger scale. So I got 3 of those, and I think these are gonna help me a lot. They come with these little loops. I don't know if you can see that right there, but these little loops are on either end, and by using that you can wrap it around the tree and secure it. I've already done one just to see how it would go, and then I added a small cluster to it. So this is pretty much what I'm going to do to the rest of the tree. I ended up making clusters with all the ornaments that I had. Here is the larger cluster we made. As you can see, we have the flock garland, the glitter, the satin, the metallic, all of them. And this is a pretty large cluster, so it took up a lot more space. And that's how we're gonna do the remaining clusters. I will say that I'm pretty glad that I purchased these because it allows me to cheat a little bit and not have to make so many garlands. So that way we have this little foundation already to kind of lead us to where our ornaments are going. Okay, I'm satisfied at the top, but the bottom I want to come out a little further on this side because that's like literally where it stops. I want it to go down. So we're probably gonna add another cluster there and then maybe add a little tiny garland down here. Change the lights on the tree, and so far I've had one pop off, so I'd say I'm okay with that. I'm gonna start by hanging this one over here. I'm just wrapping it around the wire around one of the branches to secure it. Trying to do this with one hand is challenging. So if you have someone to help you, that would be nice. And I'm just kind of layering it on top of the garland that's already in there. And then I will try to tuck it into the tree. Same thing over here. Literally just wrapping the wire around the branch. And I'm not doing it weirdly because I want to be able to get this off at the end of the day. I'm gonna try to just kind of tuck this in a little bit. So I've made several clusters and now I'm just filling them in wherever I feel like they should go. So eyeballing it, putting a cluster in, stepping back, taking a better look at it, and just filling in where I see fit and continuing that process. While I was creating those clusters, I noticed that I started to run out of my largest sized ornaments. So I just made some smaller clusters with smaller sized ornaments. And this is what you see here. and that way it still looks large scale because it's at the top of the tree. So I would save the larger size ornaments for the bottom of the tree and the smaller ones for the top. Take a quick look at the middle of this section right here. I'm going to come back to it later in the video and add a little bit more. I just feel like it was a little too empty in the center, so I figured out a hack to add not clusters but individual ornaments to build on the garland. So stay tuned, I will demonstrate how I do that in a few minutes here. Now, with only 2 clusters left, you have to be a little more strategic with how you're placing them. I feel like there's a little gap right here and I want to fill it in, so I'm going to put 1 cluster to kind of act as an extension of the garland. So I'm trying to stuff this one in a little bit so it's not sticking out as much. And this is what we have so far. I have 1 final cluster remaining, and I'm trying to figure out where I want it to go. I feel like it could go up here in that middle section, but I also feel like 1 could go at the bottom. I feel like there's just something missing in that area, so that's an option as well. So I ended up deciding to place it right here, and the trickiest part about putting these on is finding the right branches to wrap the wire around that will give it adequate support so it doesn't fall. And this is what it's looking like. Alright guys, so these are the candles I purchased from Amazon. I already put a bunch of batteries in there. They're AAA batteries that you insert, and they come with these clips. So you put them together like this, and then it's on a clip and you can just clip it onto your tree. I would recommend putting them on the hard stems of the tree, so not the little flimsy leaves that come off the hard part, so the hard part with the wire. And I already put a few on my tree, as you can see those. And let me show you how I'm doing this. So this is where I'm going for it. And so what I was saying is, instead of putting them on like the little flexible tips, I'm putting it on this hard part. This hard part is the wire, and so it will stay sturdier doing it this way. And then I'm just clipping it here like that. And if I wanted to, I could bring it down or deeper into the tree, but this way it can stay sturdy on there. I don't like how it's tipping out, so I might bend it a little. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back in here. There we go. And that's how I am putting them in the tree. Okay, you know, like a balloon garland where you have the smaller clusters that you're trying to add as fill-ins? That's what I'm gonna do, because I didn't like how it was looking. So what I'm doing is I got a smaller piece of wire and I'm gonna lock it in by twisting it twice. And then I'm gonna put the ornament where I want it to be, and then just tie that wire around the garland. All right, I decided to get a rubber band just like you would use for a balloon garland and see if that's easier. I have these little tiny black hair rubber bands, and I'm gonna try that and see if it's any easier. Just gonna try wrapping it around this tiny one. And it's on there. Look at that, guys. Totally using rubber bands for the last few. That is so crazy. These are the rubber bands I'm using, just those tiny hair rubber bands. To attach them, I'm just putting them through the loop and then pulling it through like that. And I guess you could do this with larger rubber bands as well, but this is just what I have. I'm gonna put this next one over here on this bigger one. So there it goes. It works for the larger ones too. And I have one more ornament. Let's see, so maybe I can put it on this branch. Okay, this is what we have. By the way, I did put the tree skirt on. This is a regular tree skirt. Probably the only one that I have. Normally I just use fabric, but I have this, so I'm just like, I might as well use it. It's a fur tree skirt. This is what it looks like. Nothing special, honestly. And these boxes are boxes that I have that I use every single year. So no need to buy coordinating boxes every single year, because black and white goes with everything. So I'm just gonna wrap those boxes with some red ribbon. It could be velvet ribbon, satin ribbon. I'll figure out what I wanna do. And then this is what the tree is looking like. I think I'm happy with it. So we just need to add in the rest of those candles and we'll be good to go. By the way, I have not done my Christmas shopping yet, so no, there are no gifts in those boxes quite yet, but I always do use those boxes as gift boxes. So I'll be going back and opening them and inserting gifts later on closer to Christmas. So I did feel like something was missing, so I decided to add my little velvet bows that come with this wire at the back, but the wire is way too long and it's the wrong color. So I'm gonna snip it to make it mesh a little bit better into the tree. I'm gonna cut like maybe right here, all the wire that I'm using to hang it. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you are not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Also like and comment down below. Let me know what your Christmas plans are. Do you use a different accent color every year like I do? Do you use the same? What's your Christmas decorating style? I love to hear what you guys are doing, and I love to get more inspiration and see what you guys are also inspired by. Plus, comments really help this video and push it out to others. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, God bless.